Hi guys, it's Lauren here from Driving Test Success. I'm with Pin from DGN Driving School today to answer some of your most asked questions about the practical test. We've been getting loads of questions about the practical test, so we've brought in Pin here today to answer some of the most asked ones for you. So Pin, are you ready to answer some of these questions for us?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's get started.
Let's go! So, how do I prepare for my first driving lesson?
How do you prepare for your driving lesson? So,
Yes.
first thing, obviously make sure you have your provisional before you go on your first driving lesson. And preparation wise, obviously you need to get as much knowledge as you can, because your first driving lesson, if you've never driven before, the first driving lesson, what a lot of instructors do is obviously they have to go through all the basic controls, the cockpit drill, how to sort your seat out, what all the pedals are about, then talk about how to move and stop a car. So if you've already got good knowledge about that stuff before you go on your lesson, it's going to save a lot of time, because I know I'm that kind of instructor. I just like to get people moving and actually driving even on the first lesson, because that's what I'd say most learners are looking forward to. But some instructors out there, they like to go through every single little thing and talk about it, which can take up most of the lesson, and you don't want to be just sitting there for 45 minutes of a 1 hour lesson if you've only booked the hour. So watch as many videos as you can. And obviously what I do is I use the Ultimate Driving course, and if you watch the first few videos, I get all my clients, all my learners to watch the first few videos, so within 15-20 minutes we're actually moving. It just saves a lot of time. So I still like ask them questions on it, but because they've already watched the videos and revised them, just saves a lot of time. And what I'll do for anybody who's interested in these videos, I'll put the first few videos, I'll put the link in the description, so you can have the first few videos absolutely free of charge. Watch them before your first lesson, and I guarantee you'll definitely save time. And you will surprise your instructor. Just tell your instructor, look, I kind of know my stuff about the cockpit roll and the controls. So again, you can prove that too by answering the instructor's questions. You can say to the instructor, you can check my knowledge, quick fire questions, give them the answers, and you can move on to moving and stopping the car. Okay, nice. So that's the best way to prepare for your first driving lesson.
Okay. Should I learn in an automatic or a manual car?
That is totally down to the learner. So the difference, obviously in a manual, you have the gear stick and you have to change the gears, and you have the clutch pedal, whereas in a manual, whereas in an automatic, you'll only have the gas pedal and the brake pedal. And once you put it into drive, you want to have it'll automatically change your gears. But the thing is, if you pass in an automatic, you can only drive an automatic after passing your driving test. If you pass in a manual, you can drive both automatic and manual. Obviously automatic is a lot easier, but if you don't have any problems with changing gears, I recommend manual, because you could find yourself in a situation after passing your driving test where you need to drive in a manual as well. Okay? So
cool. So how many driving lessons do I need?
That's a question that normally get asked on the first lesson by a lot of people. Okay, so again with this, totally depends on each individual. The main thing you guys have got to think of, when you take a driving lesson, have you guys obviously learned something in that lesson and progressed? And did you pick up the stuff quite quickly and found it easy? Like some learners will, I'll tell them something and it's done within like 10 minutes. They get the hang of it. But others, you might take this, doing the same thing, might take them a full lesson or even 2 or 3 lessons. So it totally depends on each individual. But so I'll tell you, the quickest pass I've had when I've had a learner from scratch, and he was really good, it was 14 hours. He had 14 hours of driving lessons and passed his driving test. And the longest I've had, I think it was 72 hours. This one lady, she actually found it really hard, and that did require a lot of lessons, and we got there in the end though. But like I said, see the difference is 14 hours and there's 72 hours. But on average, I think a lot of my learners, anything between 25 to 35 hours, you should expect to have that many lessons at least.
Okay. So how many lessons should I have before going for my test?
How many lessons should you have? Again,
That's kind of the same question. isn't it? That's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking.
So, yeah, it just totally depends on like how many lessons it takes you to get ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people think, don't just take your instructor's word for it. Yeah. Like sometimes I'll watch someone's driving and I think, oh, that's really good. But then when I ask the learner how they felt, they say, oh, I felt really nervous.
Yeah.
Like going on a big roundabout and then or something. But whereas when we look at it, it seemed good to us. Yeah. So it totally depends on how you guys feel. If you feel, yes, you're ready and confident, yeah, to be able to drive. So after you pass, remember, you're going to be on the road yourself. So
Yeah.
you feel, yeah, after I pass, I can drive without any help. Or you're confident on every topic, then that's your answer. Yeah. But there's no set amount. Yeah, it's totally when you actually feel ready.
Should I take driving lessons before sitting my theory test?
I think it helps. You don't have to, yeah, but I think it definitely helps. So if you're revising your theory, I've had learners who are revising the theory, and when we're driving, they see the signs and that as well, and then we can give you a bit of help as well. So when you're revising your theory,
Yeah.
if you're stuck with something, you can. If you're taking practical lessons, you can ask your instructor. They can help you out. But it's not essential. There's no rule that you've got to have lessons before doing your theory.
Yeah.
But I do advise it. Yeah.
Okay. Should I get my own car to practice in whilst learning?
I would definitely recommend it. Yeah, if you can afford to get your own car and you're insured on it, obviously you've got to be insured on it, and you've got someone who can take you out on it, like a family member, and that person who's going to be taking you out on the lessons has to have had their license for at least 3 years and be over 21 years old. Yeah, so the more practice, I always say to my learners, if you can get practice away from your driving lessons, brilliant. We've got somebody else in the car. Right, let's try and get that out.
There we go.
Okay, so yeah, does that answer that question? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, definitely, if any hours you can get away from your actual driving lessons, it's definitely going to help you. Yeah.
Can I take a passenger in the car with me when I'm going on a driving lesson?
On a driving lesson,
Yeah.
obviously because of what's going on now, because of COVID, no. But yeah, pre-COVID, yes, you can. Yeah, I used to have learners. I used to actually encourage it because once you pass your driving test, you're going to have your friends or family in the car with you. So
Yeah.
when the learner is at a stage where they're driving comfortably, I used to even say, if you want to bring anyone to sit in the back, because they're going to be a bit of a distraction. So it's good for learning as well. So yeah, you can take people on a driving lesson. You did used to get some mothers who wanted to bring the young babies on. To be honest, I wasn't too comfortable with that, because obviously if anything was to happen on a driving lesson, anything
Yeah.
dangerous with a little kid in the back, it can, like, obviously I don't want to be responsible for that, and young kids can be distracting.
Yeah.
So but a family member, friend who's going to sit in the back, I think that's good for learning.